Set skills. Downshift reduces your aim speed. Yeah, I still got robot jab. Oh, I guess I don't really. Only have downshift. I did. Okay. Okay, we don't have too many. I think we should be fine this time. Okay, this one's on hard mode actually for real this time.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Hold on, I actually have food this time. Well, it's not really it's just yogurt. Oh. So creamy.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
I was saving it so I didn't have to talk.
then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon.
The dumbbell. Already? What the heck? The locker room dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I don't think it's
I bet it was an iron pipe.
I'm actually
Interesting.
I'm actually like
certainly
not
looks
smart
like
at
a
that.
hero.
Chihiro's
Okay, I got it.
fatal injury.
Why does it go down so
It appears
fast?
it was a head.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
You're wrong. Oh, I'm so
That certainly looks
I
like
forgot the
a hero.
controls. Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's. It appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
You're wrong. Oh, dude, that's fast. I wasn't expecting that.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell?
I guess
Found at
that's
the scene of the crime?
I guess that's Leon's thing. You can fire faster, huh?
It was covered in blood. And there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Of course we did.
That's so creepy.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
Oh my goodness, you said this 50 times.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
No, really? Did he really kill Chihiro? Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial. New element has been added. What the heck? Why do you keep adding stuff? Absolutely. Crystal Bay, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. There's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the A button to attach a silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot the actual mark with your silencer instead of the actual white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In which case you forget about the silencer, just focus on the situation in front of you. Yeah, but working hard. Like a man. Well, good looking her one. What was it again?
The culprit is Genocide Jack.
Oh,
I'm sure.
I'll get time.
Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
I'm sorry!
No, it's wrong.
Dude, that's totally the hockey sound. Shank's hockey sound.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library.
Wait, didn't you say it was Mick? How do you know?
Cause I heard it before.
I guess it's some kind of confidential
I
file
heard
the
it,
police
though.
put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
That's what I'm saying.
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
That is not what he said. That is not what he said. Why did you say that? Why do you talk like that too, thing?
No. It's actually bloodlust.
Boing.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public. Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
I got it!
Yes.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
Nuh-uh.
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it?
Maybe they read the book, the thing in the file.
There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
Look at Chihira's thing.
No fucking way!
What he said.
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
That's what I said.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
Yeah, sure.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember?
Hemophobia.
What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Don't you like predict the futures? Like, oh, I thought you were riddles. Does seem like a riddle in a way, but I feel like I just about to see it. Just said Jack is Toko, but isn't Toko. What does this mean? Oh, Hangman's Gambit. La la la. Him. Wait. Oh yeah, I can pause. Personality, split personality. Is it hemophobia? No. Okay, it is. Science. Schizo.
Now I understand.
Guys, I'm so smart.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Or DID.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable.
I agree.
Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
She burnt her babies.
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
Yeah, she didn't stutter.
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
Freak mode activated. Freak mode.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
Yeah.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Yeah, getting it. I won't let him have control. I'll drive out this killer.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in.
It was to keep him in.
It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Oh, that's the promise.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
Oh.
Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
she was dead.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
But you didn't.
That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that.
Oh.
But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person?
Quick, someone knows. You feel me? Have a nosebleed.
You don't mean.
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. I thought I could across the courtroom, but in the next second.
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Genocide Jill. Oh. What that tongue did.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
Ultimate murderer.
What the fuck is this?
Every time he does it, I'm never expecting to say that stuff.
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
Excuse me. Intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
Whoa. She's so cool now. This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds!
What?
Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Oh.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
Yeah, I was like, you weren't making any sense.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us?
Oh, I thought you were
If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed.
I don't think this is embarrassing, this is just...
Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
No!
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Bizarre.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you
Whoa.
say, you monster.
Wait, Galita.
What? I don't know. Maybe she's totally right about that. But something's still bothering me. She said I need to get some details about this. I don't know. Status of the dead body. Maybe.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Something's a matchup. Oh wait, yeah, the knives. I mean, oh, wait.
Sorry,
not the
but I
knives.
didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi.
When you compare your past, the modus operandi...
No!
No, that's wrong.
Boom, 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 boom.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
The knives.
Oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
It's because the scissors.
This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Style. How so? I mean, it's like it's exactly the same every single time, right? So you're seeing the styles of
Shoot!
Ow!
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different.
Wait, so even if you mess
In
up,
the
you
Genocide
can
Jack
do it?
murders,
No,
all the
no.
victims
I just
were
lost
killed
a
the
little bit
same
of
way. According
Wait,
to the
how do
case
you
file,
lose health
they were
for
all
it?
apparently
Because
killed
they got it
with
wrong.
a pair of scissors.
Can't you do redos?
No, I just got it
But
wrong. and I
Chihiro
got
died
off the
from a
health.
blow to the head, right?
Yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone
he
who
dead?
kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method?
He's not here.
And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto.
Pescalitos.
That's. What do you mean?
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking? So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
What was used?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
Knives. I mean, I keep saying knives, it's scissors.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use.
Where does she keep the scissors if her other personality is gonna find it?
And you know what else?
Cause she's freak mode.
Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac. I'm not McDonald's.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Oh, that kind of like triggered something like. Thank you for calling me Big Mac.
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
That's what I said, really. Yeah.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They're all dudes.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men!
She's a man eater. Just kidding.
I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
Oh.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl!
Oh, that's what he really said
just
that.
hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
Oh.
I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Oh.
Lowly cur?
I would never
Is that-
kill
that's
for a
the
reason
only
as petty as mere survival.
That's like the only time he's like, what did you call me?
And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Sakura.
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class, envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't
Dude,
any
this
in the
voice
school.
actor had like do every single line in this back.
Are you sure about that?
Whoa. Dude, that's like the DLS scene where he's like, this is a test.
これは試練だ。
ディアボロ！
She's fully equipped.
Where was she hiding those?
That's right. So I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There's one person. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. No. You!
Here's my answer.
You knew the case.
Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and that's what he was reading.
You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack
and he
file
looked
before
suspicious.
this
He was
all
like,
happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
I knew you were suspicious.
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was...
Because he's the one that did it. I'm so smart.
Because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it.
That's why the poster and the breakdown makes sense.
The adorable glasses man was behind it all? Oh, I'm on fire!
I knew she turned freak mode.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
Plus, the extension cord.
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Actually, I do.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
Oh yeah, he was like, come with me. Oh, suspicious, very suspicious indeed, I agree. Suspicious. You're suspicious.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right?
But
since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
How do you know the victim was a girl?
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
Well, it's because you gave it one little good look and dropped it.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
Make it clear to everyone. Anyway, okay. Truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the Y button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. Memories can rephrase. Can be shot once as a single truth. Also, you like feed, you like absorb their, or something like gather their words and use it against them. If you shoot or change the truth, but it will disappear from your truth center. However, if you use a flashback period, feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your little bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you just have to use your king words, don't you? Won't you? In that case, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
That's an extra
The
reaction for any
victim was
guy.
Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room
How did
first.
you know?
There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Oh, you little. Here we go.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
Oh yeah, okay. I got it.
Presented with the opportunity. That's unnatural.
The victim was Chihiro. So of course I would suggest we check. There was no time for point. What's so strange about
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity, that's unnatural.
Wait, shoot this, and then absorb this.
Who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we. There was no time.
What's so strange? I wish you'd taken me with you.
Okay, I got it.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before
Oh, my leg! I got it. I did not get this.
Shoot!
Was I right the first time?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Oh yeah, before we found the body.
That's unnatural.
The victim was Chihiro.
Oh
no, that's wrong.
Oh. How did you know? How'd you know?
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was.
Yeah.
So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak. What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
Actually, I do. It's like he doesn't even care. Got a corner piece acting like he's got nothing to do with it. That's his poker face we're getting at. Think about the poster, think about the plug, think about the rug.
What's the matter?
Plug,
You're not
rug,
finished already,
poster.
are you? There must be more to it.
The rug, the plug, and the poster.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The difference between the case and the Genocide Jack matters. This proves beyond is possible for him to be. Disappearing stain.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again?
Please explain it.
When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
You liar.
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
You liar. You knew exactly where you got it from. You know exactly where you got it from.
But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right! Then there must be...
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from?
I'd never seen that rope before.
Yeah, where'd you get it from?
That's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before.
Oh.
Because, you see, that rope, or should I say...
Plug.
That extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Bam.
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. Yeah. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
Yeah. He's doing it again. Totally calm, totally unconcerned. He's not even involved. Not even involved.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still. There's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait, was that just now? Something's not right. Yeah, I can remember just now. Something. Seen the crime?
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing.
What?
What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
Sure.
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
Got it.
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
Gotcha.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? Well, the story suddenly moved to the crime scene. Byakuya would have been so confident. Who'd been so confident up until now. Maybe Byakuya never realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Wait. No, what the heck? Oh! My, ouch. What did this say again? No. 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 No.
Shoot!
What is it? I'm gonna die. I'm actually gonna die.
I got it!
What the freak?
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof? is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel.
Why do you say
But
it like
don't you think that's kind of strange?
Why do you say that?
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Maybe.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
I wonder why Fumi's not talking.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Protein coffee?
He's never worked out a day in his
While
life.
I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet.
Oh, I just noticed her knees. What the heck?
But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's a stain that was scrubbed away. It was moved.
Shoot!
What the heck? Oh.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
I thought that was poop.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
Forgot. I just noticed his neck. Oh wait, that's like everybody's neck. Yeah, I look so small for some reason.
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the
Oh,
crime,
not everybody's. I was just like, I was comparing it to seconds.
the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room.
Borrowed.
She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
This is like the best one with it. Non-stop debate. What was my chip?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Oh yeah, that's when he was there.
What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Is it really? Could Chihiro really?
She must have hacked her. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have.
No, I don't. She used the thing.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that,
She could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Is it really? Could Chihiro really have?
She must have hacked her e-handbook.
Ouch!
Shoot!
Okay, I'm down to half a heart.
Is it really? Could Chihiro really?
I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook!
She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have...
No, I don't... She used the thing that was in the main...
Huh? What the...
Actually, wait, it's not a conversation.
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really...
She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have...
No, I don't... She used the thing...
Huh? What?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Is it really? Could Chihiro really...
She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have...
No, I don't... She used the thing...
Huh?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook.
Oh, I actually got it.
That's wrong.
No, I don't think she...
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
Except...
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts glaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
You're wrong. You're always wrong.
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? She was killed in the girls' locker room, and Byakuya's the one who did it? Really? But I still don't know. I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Yeah. Yeah. This is your job anyway, isn't it?
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the... You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's
That's
no
what
way
I'm
she
saying.
could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
You gotta be kidding me.
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
If she borrowed someone else's handbook.
What? What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Bruh.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. Where she took us was... yeah.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
We didn't even check the lockers.
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
I want to check it again.
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like
okay, hold this dude
using
back.
our hands? No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl.
Oh.
You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura.
What
is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Get out!
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
Oh.
What is it? Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Oh my goodness. I was day one right.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact. What?
Yeah, it's... I kind of figured.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then...
I don't think she would joke at all.
It's really true?
Chihiro was... a guy?
Wait, did Sakura go like doing? And she's like doing. She's like doing. What the heck? I knew it.
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Me too.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
Oh. Whoa, I didn't know you'd say that.
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial.
Well, Chihiro's... yeah. So, it made sense why he'd never wanted to train with the girls, and he was like wanting to train. He wanted to be stronger, so he didn't want to be looked at as a girl anymore, I guess.
We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
I think Chihiro was actually a guy. That never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
Wait, so then Toko or Genocide Jill really didn't kill Chihiro. I don't seem like Byakuya is it? Who else would kill? Those are all the students, really?
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
That's what I'm saying.
This is the most titillating situation!
Okay.
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it.
Maybe he found the body. And then was like, in the morning. Why would he go to the boys' locker room in the first place, though? Like, if he's in the library, I know it's close to the library, but why would he go there anyway? But so he found it, and then he went to the girls' locker room and tied shit up there.
But...
Maybe?
But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery.
Dude, he
The way
made
he's
this
acting,
harder than it was.
It makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because
Why
it
would
doesn't
he
have
tie
anything to do
Chihiro
with him?
up? Why would you do it?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
Yeah.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but...
What do you mean? That's just...
It's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Oh. Why would you do that? You made this so much harder for her.
Are you fucking with us right now?
That's what I'm saying.
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
He can't wait. Okay.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
That's what I'm saying.
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Byakuya didn't do it. There's a real killer who murdered you. Killer. It's a guy.
I got it!
Since the crime scene in the boys' locker room, we need the boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is probably broken, the killer would have used their own. In other words, it'd have to be a guy. That still's not enough. I need to find some more clues. Wait. Library desk lamp. Springs. Okay, it has to be Celeste. What does Celeste count? Okay, Duffel Black. Blue. Exercise.
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
You'd be surprised.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over.
I think that's it.
You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man! Game over!
Yeah! No! Not game over!
Gracie said that.
Isn't there a single clue?
Nobody can.
I'm sure if someone saw the
Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Yeah. All we need right now
It's over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer.
Yes.
No, that's wrong.
He doesn't contradictions.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag.
Yes.
And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder
We
scene.
didn't get both Chihiro.
It seems
no.
likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
I checked the trash room and there was nothing there.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
I better get going, I'm kind of hurried.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then there...
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Probably.
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Oh, what a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
I think he trusted Mondo a lot. It better not be Josuke.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Shut up, I don't want to do it.
You know who the killer is.
Yeah. Shut up. Why do you have a smirk on your face?
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Sorry, Mondo. Mondo. Just kidding. Mondo.
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
Yeah, we're just high schoolers.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
No.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps.
I just blanked out
Let's
for a
explore
second.
that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Chihiro's track jacket just really holds some clue about the killer. Somehow it's really hard to believe. This gotta be my favorite. This is like 2010s, like kind of beats, you know.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So
Oh
next
my
we have
goodness,
to
why
ask,
are there so many boxes?
why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Yeah, I can see it.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
Yep.
Because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
Yeah,
I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit
Keep
is?
forgetting, like,
No way.
Hero's like,
Not a chance.
so much
You
more.
heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
You heard him? Oh, Mondo.
First of all, we know which he was on his way to go exit, so next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he...
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! It matched the one...
So, what you're saying, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
Cause exercising...
I have a white track. I got it from the...
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
First of all,
He was on his way, so next
we have to ask, why did he choose the specific track...
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one the culprit...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Well,
My
it's not really a
tracksuit is black.
contradiction.
I don't even have a
I think I
tracksuit.
have to
It's
absorb
exercising.
something.
I have a white tracksuit. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
First of all, he was on his way,
So next we have to ask,
Maybe it's exercise.
why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific track?
I got it! It matched the one...
So...
The killer was wearing the same blue
Oh!
No, that's wrong!
Oh yeah, how did you know?
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said... She never said anything about the jacket's color.
How did you know, Mondo? How did you know the color was blue?
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
No!
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
This is just like when they were like Josuke was like with Kira, or like he was like, oh, coach in general, they're bleeding, and this guy, like and then Kira was like, help me, please heal me, and then Josuke, funny enough, was like, yeah, it was. He was like, how did you know? Slip of the tongue. I'm just an ordinary high school student. How did you know? Do I look like some professional doctor? How did you know?
Because I just...
Maybe that's what they were trying to do here. Referencing how they found out Kira. Or they killed her.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
I really like her nicknames.
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony...
She stuffed the bag, the jacket in her bag in a hurry. It's almost like she was trying to hide it. But maybe it slipped out again.
When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand.
I don't want to
It was
do
all
that
one
to
big
mine.
bluff, wasn't
Dude,
it?
I hung out with you.
Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit.
I said that already.
That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right.
You
However,
slipped up.
Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
What?
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Can we talk? Because I hate it. I lose acting.
There was a... Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happen to refer to him as dude.
Huh?
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Rose Observer. That's why she doesn't talk. She's watching everybody else.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Man, poop
Mondo,
you. I'm pretty sure he
was
has
it really
a good reason
you?
for it.
Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth.
Yeah, I hate when people do that too.
What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
He would never do anything like that.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
Promised.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
Finally sounds normal. Okay. Yeah, he had something he wanted to say.
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... here it is.
What do you have there?
Dude, it's a handbook, obviously.
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
These cheers. Cheers.
I got it!
Yeah, because we lost
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
By exploding bug. Ow!
Shoot.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then...
It was done on purpose.
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
What?
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
Why are you in the sauna? I know, okay. Wait, that's where Mondo and Taka were. Oh no.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
Wait, so Mondo was wearing clothes. Yeah, Mondo was wearing clothes, so he
What do you
probably did
mean
that.
by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
No!
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Don't say it. Oh no, I'm sorry, Mondo. I have to do it. I'm sorry.
Here's my answer!
Oh, I got it.
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
Found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Is this remix? Oh my goodness.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
This is a remix.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
That must be it.
See? Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he said, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook, then that proves that what—
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
Oh, I lost it.
See? Makoto was wrong after Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Maybe I have to absorb wrong. Yeah.
Let's test if what he says is correct.
Dude,
You
this
broke your
remix is
own
so
handbook.
fun.
In other words, if Mondo, then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's
Wait, what
test
if it's not
Makoto's
this?
assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
in other—
It can't be it. there.
Then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See?
What is this?
Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Sorry.
Let's test if what he says you broke your own hand. In other words, if Mondo, when that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works.
Oh.
No, that's wrong. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works.
Yeah, because if he had his, then it would.
I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
Yeah, if Mondo brought it in, then it would have broken, and he would have to use it now.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's.
Oh, he switched.
Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting.
It's not really anybody's anymore if they're dead.
As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch!
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong!
No.
You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
Fixing the recording. Okay, so... Boom. Look, you're so happy. And then, wait, that's not right. What the heck is this thing? Oh, okay. Wait. Yeah. Hey. Uh-oh. Yes, that will happen. Ah! No. This was from last try, what the heck? I think these two are. That's the same as right there. This is so confusing. Okay. And then Actor 4. That's right there. And then that's right there. That's right there. I think I messed up somewhere. I think this is worse. Okay. Okay. Why would he do that? Why? I still don't know. Okay. Wait, that's right there. Okay, okay. It's okay, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Okay, I think all these are right. Okay, splatter. Oh wait, that's right there. Okay, so this is wrong. Okay, so he did this work. Unless I need this. Okay. That doesn't make any sense. Wait, okay, hold on. Wait, what is this? I actually don't know. Wait, I might be in trouble. That's What the heck? I actually don't know. I don't know. The heck? What is this? This is probably wrong. I know what this means.
Here's exactly what happened.
I messed up.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
I got something wrong.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
I did get it right.
Simple, because she was really a he. Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
Mondo.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
I think this. Oh, he's in the
likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. Then, removing the bloody poster...
Ow! What could it be? I have 1 minute. Okay. Actually don't make any sense. Oh my god. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm looking up. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry, this genuinely made sense. No sense. Okay. I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to do it. 20 seconds.
The killer is you! Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster. And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it.
What?
With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
Just watch the blood of the poster.
That could have been the end of things, but no.
How do you know? How do you know?
Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Little guy, why do you do that? You...
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work.
Yeah.
He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
What? Ow! I have 10 seconds. Oh wait, no. They gave me an extra time. That's literally the only one that makes sense.
You! And around the killer there, they planned it. And just as the killer
I thought that was an envelope.
the steamy
What the
sauna was
flip?
enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna.
I thought that was the envelope in the
And
library.
the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
No!
Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
No! How could it be? It's making sense.
I told you to kill him.
No, I would never kill him because he's cool.
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence?
We just put out all our evidence back.
You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Unless I'm not as a killer that already revealed somewhere in the trial. All I have to do is check off what items and everything will come clear. New element. Bullet time battles. What? Oh, this is my like, oh man, least favorite one. Let's talk about fever time and nega time. During the battle, if you press the RB button, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, if you push the button at random, you won't miss. So you can push AY, A, however you want to destroy your opponent's verbal assault. This only lasts until your focus changes out, so you make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got access to special time, right? So you prepare something called Nega Time that your opponent can use. If your opponent activates Nega Time during bullet time battle, your jump marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate Fever Time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. And surprisingly, your action difficulty is set to gentle. The opponent won't use Nega Time. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh, sounds...
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False!
Wait, what evidence?
Show me some evidence! I won't listen! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False!
Ow!
Show me some evidence! I won't listen! You're corrupt!
I'm just listening to the beat.
I refuse to vote! I refute you! False! You're corrupt! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False!
Oh, negative. I got it.
Show me some evidence!
This should prove it.
Oh, okay. I thought I was gonna die for a second. Oh. I didn't even use my thing once.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
You don't gotta do that. Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
B?
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with.
He was taking this like 10 times better than Leon.
Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting! No holding on! Time for the moment we've all been waiting for! Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
What? No.
What?
This time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened and killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Wada. No. In case you're wondering, this vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to danger, son, Mr. Ishimura. You need to be more careful.
What?
I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone. Wait. So... Taka chose the wrong answer, so does that mean he dies?
Sorry.
What is this?
What Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Looks like Mondo's taking a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of this murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who really doesn't hear, you can't hit the B button to fast forward the time. You're breaking the fourth wall, man. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, only to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy, but no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex always had taken a deep root deep inside of him. It was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear, instead it only grew stronger and stronger.
Weak, 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 weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, the world is survival. The world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. Oh, that was his. Which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. Whoops. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shield would crack and the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry. But...
I'll leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, use the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
That's my chance.
I want to change.
I accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, it'll be okay, I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. So, that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retain his mind and body. Sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask someone for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person the secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
...was me. Sure was. That Backer Gang fella had many... No! How did you lose? Huh? How did you lose? You wouldn't understand. Okay, this isn't as bad. The Biker King fella had been painfully clear about the importance how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo will help me give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo. To help him become strong. Why is Chihiro saying that? So he went. What? That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. What he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That would have been part of it, but I don't think that's decent. The real purpose was to keep promise between the man he made to Chihiro.
But
How does moving the body keep secrets?
Because...
Keep a secret. Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See, Mondo did all that to keep the promise he made to Chihiro, who he'd kill. Why would he do that? The more I understand. I mean, you guys trust each other, right? That's why did you? Because no matter what I did, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
It's possible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something you didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone.
You're wrong!
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can't, so that's all there is to it. Why on the subject? Why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret you didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. What? Mondo, the ultimate bike gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. The only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. His brother. Mondo's older brother named Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him because of Daya that Mondo even of Daya Mondo never got a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the one who Mondo could trust. He was the only one Mondo could trust and respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother Mondo. And in the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang for his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over from Daya, huh? Daya created his gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, Just why?
I just...
Gotta get stronger. Stronger than die. Like Chihiro said, was just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna come out on top. And then when this amazing brother's retirement ceremony, wanted to challenge them in a straight race. Wait. What? Oh wait, yeah. Wait. Pretty is better. But during the race, strategy struck. Push the head of the reckless bad behavior from victory dashing uncommon traffic. But suddenly... Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. Sorry. Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but I never blamed him for what happened. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Because it's a team you and me put together. It's a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused him the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his big brother. Dad was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and killed himself. Got himself killed. That became the explanation of what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I just...
Strong. Strong. Again. As soon as he became a king, he realized no matter how tough he'd pretend to be, he was just another weakling that could tie him his. Then, the lovely, hateful Monokuma announced really big, embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. He didn't really kill him, he just got him killed. Lied about it. So, not really true. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death and guilt I've been carrying around, it would have all been for nothing. So that's why Mondo. After what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before.
I just...
do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, the fuzzy uneasiness turned into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me his secret. Seriously?
I'm sorry.
Why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because, we kept a secret all this time, right? If anyone found you out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
Wrap myself in lies, I'm weak. I want to destroy that bridge with me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. It felt like he was exposing the lie I've been living myself. I've changed. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, you can't hurt, were you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what, you're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am,
What?
I should be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength of faces and weakness. kind of strength I never had. So it's jealous of him. That jealousy broke me.
What? What?
Strong.
No!
Like funny, you're really strong, Mondo. I feel like I hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What do you want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to sit back and let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
I just wanted to...
Yeah, that's right.
I am strong.
You son of a bitch!
Stronger than dire. I don't remember that. I remember everything after that. Respectable. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet covered in blood. Reasonable crash out. I had the dumbbell in the hand and I was just staring at him down on the ground.
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. There's no one that's so grateful, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was a secret. Weakness like that. Other things aren't there. His turned cold-blooded. Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from past, for a memory. Another living human in cold blood. Free from its regrets in the outside world, we should know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't. No, dude. Go ahead, say it again. I dare you.
Yep.
No! That's what I want to say, but I can't do right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching. No! Punishing.
You can't be.
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
Ridiculous.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
What an ultimate faking.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
What?
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Bang! Come on, this fucking guilty. Time for punishment. No. No, he has the haircut too. Why is this thing going? Cage of death. Why is he doing that? Well, that's not even enough to kill him. Let's just get him really dizzy. Right? Mondo butter? What the freak? No! I've never seen disrespect like that. You got turned into butter? Laugh at death, your soul will forever be at peace. Why are everyone's lives taken so lightly here? I feel like I'm gonna go mad. Are you going mad? Maybe I'll just let it happen. Why is he tweaking? As Taka's sad screams invaded our schools, we were just forced to realize once again. Of course he had to. What a disappointment. Is this the end of the game? You, I hate you. Byakuya.
What is this?
What do you
Singing
mean?
that game. One of our friends are dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do, because the game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you, except I don't have a response. I don't have a response except that.
However,
I just don't understand why. Why'd you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Obviously to make things more interesting. This was calm emotions, the voice of death chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you know the nighttime rule too. Wait, where was he? That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late and decided to return to my room when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker. Why didn't you say anything?
Why are you mad?
Yeah, why am I mad? Because I would have killed him. You know what? This trial could have been done in like 1 minute if he said that. What the heck? After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? You were such a fool. You didn't have a slice of the evidence scene. So you're saying you knew the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time, Nancy. We revealed right at the beginning. So I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. It did all that to liven things up. Ah! So good.
I see.
It's exactly the same.
What do you mean it's exactly the same? Maybe they just had the same chance to die. Or like, die, and then different people die.
Highly doubt it.
So after hearing Genocide Jack, Togo decided to use that as the fake murder scene.
But...
Man, if we hadn't figured out who really done it, we would be dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before you reached that point. Of course. Byakuya turned in his eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing at me. Thanks to the certain remarkable someone I never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for. Me?
Correct.
So that was the reason. You're satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes. Well, don't listen to your story. Where's it going?
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Next. You'd like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this is fair. It's not just for you. Oh, this is a gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I'm not over-exaggerating. Punishments are meant to transform all hope into despair.
Damn. What do you mean?
Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the heck?
Mean. Good grief. I don't understand what you have to believe. He's like, whoa. Yo. I don't understand why you have to pick up heart every little stupid thing I say. Whatever, doesn't matter. And I'm gonna stand alone, that's the big there. And everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, how exciting!
Family, truly you understand. I think this is starting a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
I never stoop to that level of a childish criminal like you. Let me say this. After I've achieved complete victory, you're next. I'm gonna find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
The Togami family, for which victory is foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up!
So cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. And then trash mouth for you. No, it's me. I'm the main character. I swear whatever it takes, I'll kill you. Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Mondo's laughter pealed across the courtroom when the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue. Because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in it. What? Had more of a future than us. Was they from me? All our courage, all our effort, our friendship, it felt like there's mountains of nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair. What?
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot.
Who's that and what's he playing with?
Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring?
How that girl went and killed someone. What?
Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
Is he live streaming this? It's like one of those game shows. This really is Squid Game, what the heck? Something I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away!
Who is it? The 16th high school student.
My, you really took me by surprise there.
There's a secret, student, secret.
I know I said you could ask anything, but... super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied! Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Are you sure about that? Who even did this? Boys life in despair. Okay, who keeps doing this on my screen? The enemy. Only two. Crazy Diamond can remain To be continued.